Now let's finally look into one of the argument that we have in the print statement is file. What exactly I mean? So in the print statement, I think we already know about star args, sep, end, and there is a two information which is left. One is file and second is flush. Flush is actually talk about the buffering. So it will wait for certain period of time before displaying some information. So this is a buffer. But however, the file is very interesting. The file is very interesting, which means that we can actually store the print values in some document like txt or whatever in some documents like text files. Let's look into it. So let's look into file, saving print value, saving values using print. Okay, so let me insert few more cells. Now here, let me look into the print and let's open the Shift+ tab so that I can see the doc string of it. And here we go. And here what you see is the file. The file by default, the value is none, which means that it prints the value to a stream or sys.std out by default. The meaning of sys.std out means standard output, which means we are asking the Python to print in the environment, something like this. Okay, so whatever you're seeing, which is the standard output. But however, we can actually print the information even in the text files also. In order to do this, let me take one thing. So let me say print hello world. Okay. Now what I'll do is that instead of actually printing in the standard output, I want to print these values in a document. For that, I actually define some file. Okay, how to define a file? In future lessons, I will give you the very detailed information about how to deal with the files. But however, let me quickly show you how to define a file. Generally, what we can do is we can use the command called open. Open is a command in the Python using which we can read a file, write a file, and append some information into that file. So for example, let me define a file, something like print file.txt. Okay, and now what I'll do is let me take the mode of operation I want is write. Means whatever the information I want to write into this file. That's what exactly I did here. And now let me take this file, f is equal to this. Now what we have is the f is a variable, and in this variable I opened a file and mentioned the mode is equal to w. W stands for write. In the future lesson, I'm going to give you the more detail about what is open and also different modes of operations and how exactly we can deal with files and many more. I'll give you in the future lessons. But however, let's take this. Now let's execute this, and we got the file object he's having here, and just put the file object here, and file is equal to file. And after that, you have to close the file. This is important. This is important. Always close the file after executing. Okay, so here we have opened a file, and then I have write something here, and after that I have closed the file. That's what I did here. Now let's execute this, and done. And now what you can see is that in the Explorer, in the file browser, and here you can see the one file is created with the name print_file.txt, and which is created 10 seconds ago with the file size of 13 bytes. Now if you open this, and here you go, that's what you can see here. hello world, and after that you can see a new line. Even that is also printed, because we know that why it is moved to the new line. The reason the cursor moved to the new line is because of \n. Alright, so that's the reason of this. But however, you notice one thing, even after executing the print statement, the value is not actually printed here. The reason is because instead of printing in the standard output, I asked the print statement to print the value in the file. Okay, for example, if you change some information, for example, what I did is I have changed to hi, how are you? This will not work. So always what you have to do is that these 3 commands should actually there in the one cell. First we have to open a file, and let me close this, and then we have to write something, and then you have to close. Now execute it, and if you open the print, and this got actually replaced. Previously it's a hello world, but however this is got replaced with the how are you. Instead of actually replacing some information, you won't keep on appending all the information, all the print values. Then what we can do is we can use A stands for append. Now let's keep on executing. Now let's execute one more time. Let's say this is my hello world. Another time. Now execute this. Let's open the print file, and here you go. That's what it means. So first we have how are you. Now this is got executed, and keep on add this. You can keep on execute the information whatever you want. Let's say, let me take 2 + 3, 2 + 3, or even give the operations, execute it. Even that is also going to be printed in the print file. Cool, right? So this is how we can use the print statement, and particularly the argument called file, and using which we can actually save our information in any kind of a document. Particularly here I shown you the text file. Cool, right? This is a little bit about the print statement. Hope you enjoy this. And in the next lesson we're going to talk more detail about the strings. So for example, we have some string is there, and I'm going to give you the more background about the string also. I'll see you on that. Until then, happy learning.